The temperance movement was the largest social reform movement preceding the Civil War. In 1833, the American Temperance Society had 6,000 chapters with a combined membership of 1 million people. Temperance crusaders desired to restrict licenses for taverns, to heavily tax alcohol, and to limit the sales of alcohol to consumers. They obtained legislation that allowed the courts to impose fines or prison sentences on sellers and users of alcohol beverages. Many Americans perceive social drinking as immoral behavior. Temperance reformers believe that someone who sipped alcohol socially would eventually move toward heavier use that could lead to alcoholism, crime, insanity, and poverty. Pamphlets were written and distributed to warn Americans of the dangers of alcohol, saying that the very first drink is a long step toward hell. The temperance movement had limited access. By the 1870s, most states decided to abolish its prohibition laws because of the adverse court rulings that declared that government interference with the making and selling of alcohol was unconstitutional. Politicians would try to avoid confrontation by insisting that decisions be made by voters, where restrictive measures were defeated. Local police were understaffed and were reluctant to enforcing prohibition statutes. Efforts to limit alcohol consumption continued into the latter part of the 19th century. Franklin Roosevelt repealed the Volstead Act of 1919 in 1933. Alcoholism is caused by many factors including culture, the presence of role models in families, genetic predispositions, poverty, psychological and physical factors, advertising, and peer pressure. The legal prohibition of alcohol consumption nor the fearfulness of ruined lives would be enough, as the long history of temperance reform demonstrates.